Hi everybody, it's Crystal. Oh my gosh, can we talk about this blanket or what? I don't have a lot of room up here, but oh, is this ever a beautiful, beautiful blanket? Look at that stitch. Now this is easy. It may look intimidating, but it is not hard at all. I don't have a lot of room up here, like I said, to show you. But this is just magnificent. Look at it. It's like chain link is what it looks like, especially done up in this gray and black. And since it's made with this thick weight yarn, you can have it finished in no time at all. So this was made with the Bernat Perfect Phasing yarn, the blanket yarn. It comes in a cake. The color that is used for this particular blanket is called Deep Black. Now it is a number 6 weight yarn, 100% polyester, and there are 220 yards per cake. All right, and the size of this blanket measures about 54 wide and about 72 tall, so it's a nice size blanket. Of course, you do not have to follow the same instructions or the same size as me. You don't even have to use the same yarn, but if you want to use the same yarn, you're going to need about 6 cakes or about 1,300 yards, which is almost 6 cakes of this. All right, so remember, the color is Deep Black. They got a lot of pretty colors. This phasing yarn is amazing. It's very pretty, but this will look amazing in any yarn that you choose. Now remember, you can do this in a different weight, because I'm going to give you the multiple of the stitch, which means that you can chain to any amount you want to make your blanket as big as you want it to be. So you could use a 4-weight yarn, 3-weight yarn, 5-weight yarn. You could use 6-weight yarn, you know, a different type of blanket yarn. This one's super squishy though. I can't believe it. My oldest son, who is 18, he wants it. So I'm pretty excited about that. It matches his room. He generally doesn't like too many crochet things, but he likes this. So yes, Mama's happy when her children like crochet things. So why don't we go ahead and get started and talk about the hook size for this particular size yarn. All right, so if you want to follow along with me and use the same or any 6-weight yarn, you're going to want to be using an N, which is a 9 millimeter, and some ends are 10 millimeters. Either one of those will work just fine for a 6-weight yarn. Now, if you're going to be using a different weight of yarn, I would just go with what is recommended on the yarn for this particular blanket. So if you're using Red Heart Super Saver or any other type of yarn, just read what on the ball band what hook it recommends, and that's what I would use. Now I'm going to show you how to do this stitch with a smaller weight yarn and a smaller hook, so we don't have to mess around with this big bulky yarn here. It's easier to work with a tutorial wise with a smaller yarn. So why don't we go ahead and get started on it. And following along with me, you're going to want to start with a chain of 75 chains to make it the size that I am. Okay, so this stitch is done in a multiple of 6 plus 3, row 1. Row 1, we are going to do a single crochet in the second stitch from our hook. And remember, we never count the one that's on our hook. So 1, 2, single crochet into that stitch. And then I'm going to work putting 1 single crochet in every stitch for the length of the chain. So row 1 is 1 single crochet in every stitch until you get to the end of the row. All right, once you make it to the end of row 1, we're going to go ahead and start row 2. So go ahead and let's start row 2 by chaining 1 and turning our work. That chain 1 will not count as a stitch. So we're going to go right back into this very first stitch right here and do a double crochet. And then we're going to work across, putting 1 double crochet in every stitch. This is for row 2. 1 double in every stitch until we get to the end of our row. All right, I've made it to the end of row 2, and now we're going to go ahead and start row 3. We're going to chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and turn our work. So we're going to start off and we're going to put a single crochet into the first 3 stitches. So we go back into this very first one, and that counts as our first one. So there's 1, 2, and 3. All right, so now we're going to be doing a front post triple crochet drop stitch. I know that's a mouthful, but it's pretty easy to do. So we're going to be doing a front post triple crochet, but we're going to drop down 2 rows below, and we're going to work it in the second stitch down here from our first row. So around the stitch right here. So we're going to yarn over twice, like we're going to do a triple, and we're going to go all the way down to the first row of single crochet, and we're going to work around the second single crochet that we did, the post of it, like that. I always fold my work in half, it's easier that way, and then yarn over and draw up a loop, and then you just do your triple crochet like normal, just like that. And now we're going to skip the next 4 single crochets down here, 2 rows, the 2 rows below the single crochet. We're going to skip 4 of them. So if you count, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the next one we're going to do the same thing, a drop front post triple. So yarn over twice, and you skipped your 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Go around the post of the next one. Like that. I'm going to fold my work in half, and then do my triple crochet like normal, like that. So it's kind of a stretch, as you can see. And now we're going to put a single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So what we want to do is look on the back, and we want to skip 2 stitches to take the places of these 2 front posts that we just did. So skip those, and we start by putting a single crochet into the next one, and we want to do 4 in a row. So that's 1, see that, flatten that down, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to kind of repeat what we just did. Now we're going to do a front post triple crochet drop into the single crochet 2 rows below, right next to this one. So this one right here. So I'm going to yarn over twice, drop all the way down, go around a post of that single crochet, and then do a front post triple like that. And then we want to skip our 4 single crochets here like we did before down here, 2 rows below, and do the triple again. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the next one we do the front post triple around the post of it. Like that. And then we're going to put a single crochet again in the next 4. Flip your work so you can see your stitches on the back. Skip the 2 right there, and then start in the next one, single crochet in it, and then do 4 in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to repeat that again. So we're going to do the front post triple, and we're going to drop it down to the single crochet row down here, this one right here, next to this one. Not the same one, but the one next to it. So yarn over twice, go around the post of that single crochet, and do a triple crochet, front post triple. Then again, we're going to skip 4 single crochets down here, 2 rows below. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next one, we're going to do our front post triple, drop it down here around the post of that next single crochet, like that. Do our front post triple. Flip it. See 2 stitches back here, skip 2 of them, 1, 2, so skip, skip, and single crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the pattern that we're going to repeat until we get to the end of the row. So let's go ahead and do it again. So we're going to do a front post triple, and we're going to drop it down into the stitch down here to the single crochet row, the stitch next to this one. So remember, it's not the same one, it's the one next to it. And I know it's a little hard to go around a post of a single crochet. It gets a little tight. I understand that, but it'll get easier as it goes. There we go. And then do your triple. And then come down here again to your single crochet row and skip 4 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the next one we're going to do the front post triple around the post of that single crochet after you skip 4 around the post of the next one. Just like this. And now we flip it over and we see these 2 stitches back here. We want to skip those and put 1 single crochet into the next 4. Now I'm going to repeat this pattern until I get near the end of the row, and I'll meet back up with you. Alright, I'm coming to the end of row 3, and this is how we should have finished. You should have been able to do a front post triple in the second to the last stitch down here, single crochet, and then you got 1 single crochet on the end. And now what we're going to do is flip it, and we need to skip 2, one, 2, and you should have 3 stitches that remain after that. So you see the 2, I'm going to skip 1, 2, and put 1 single crochet in the remaining 3 stitches, and that will end row 3. I promise you this gets easier the more rows you do. Alright, now we're going to start row 4, and row 4 starts the repeat pattern. So it's rows 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it's a 4-row repeat, and they're very, very easy. By chaining 1 and turning our work, and we're going to go right back into that very first stitch and double crochet. And now we're going to work across, putting 1 double crochet in every stitch until we get to the end of the row. So row 4 is just a double crochet row. You want to make sure that you're putting a double crochet in each of the, and all of the front post triple crochets as well. Those count as a stitch. So I'm going to continue across for row 4, putting 1 double crochet in every stitch. You should have the same amount of double crochets on this row as you did on row 2. So both double crochet rows should have the same number of stitches. Alright, so I've made it to the end of row 4. Now we are going to start row 5, and we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So now it's going to be easier to see where our post stitches need to go, because this base row of post stitches was kind of the hardest one. After that, you'll be able to see pretty much where they need to go. So row 5, we are going to put a single crochet into the very first stitch, like that. And now we're going to do a front post triple crochet 2 rows below around this front post triple crochet right here. So yarn over twice, just go grab that post like that. I think it's always easier to fold my work in half and do your front post triple crochet just like that. Now we're going to skip 1 stitch from the behind, so 1, that one right there, and then we're going to put a single crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do a front post triple in this one down here, 2 rows below, right around this post stitch. So yarn over twice, go around the post, and triple crochet. So now we're just keeping our post lined up, just like that. Now we're going to front post triple crochet into this one right here. So we're not going to do any single crochets just yet. We just did this front post triple. Now we're going to do another one right here around the post of this one. Just like that. There we go. Now we got our first little diamond shaped. Now we're going to flip it and we're going to skip 2 stitches this time because we did the one was just for the beginning there. See that? So now we're going to skip 2 because we have 2 front posts. So skip that one, and 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again we are going to do a front post triple around this front post triple 2 rows below. And then again we're going to do it around the next front post triple 2 rows below, another front post triple. Like that. And flip it and skip 2 stitches. So skip, start in the next one, 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat. You can see now you got diamonds taking place. Cool. All right, front post triple into this post 2 rows below or around the post. Like that. And then we're going to go and do the same thing around the next one post over here. Front post triple. Like that. And then we need to flip it and skip 2 stitches. So skip, and go into the next one. We're going to do single crochet into the next 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat this until we get to the end. Let's do it again. Let's do a front post triple around this post stitch down here. Just fold it in half and keep it up tight, up tight to the top. And then go ahead and do your front post triple. And then the next one, we do a front post triple again. And we do the same thing. It's just easier to fold it in half. Make sure you keep it up tight at the top of the post. And triple. and then we skip 2, skip, and 1 single crochet into the next 4. So we're going to go ahead and repeat this until we get near the end of the row. I think that looks pretty neat. Alright, I'm coming to the end of row 5. I just did my 4 single crochets and I have 2 stitches that remain. So I want to go ahead and do a front post triple around this one right here. We want to make this end look like the other end, so it's kind of only a 2.5 of it here. And then you'll have those 2 stitches that remain. You want to skip one of them and single crochet into the last, and that'll end row 5, and that's what it looks like. It's pretty neat. So these are not supposed to connect in the middles. Like some diamond patterns will connect, these do not. Your diamonds are separated, so it's supposed to look like that. They do not connect like that. So they do have the space in between them. So they're kind of separated diamonds. So if yours looks like that, it's correct. You're not doing anything wrong. Okay, let's go ahead and start row 6 by chaining 1, turning our work. We're going to go back into the same stitch and double crochet. And we're going to work 1 double crochet in every stitch across. So row 6 is just 1 double crochet in every stitch until you get to the end of the row. And you'll have the same number of double crochets on this row as you did the previous double crochet rows. You'll always have the same number. And make sure you go in the top of these post stitches. These stitches back here are kind of left blank. The ones we skipped, we go into the top of the post stitches. Like that. So I'm going to repeat this until I get to the end of row 6. Alright, I made it to the end of row 6, and now we're going to start row 7, which is the final row of the repeat. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now, so we are going to start off by putting a single crochet into the first 3 stitches, starting with this very first one. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to do a front post triple crochet around the post, first post down here, 2 rows below. And then we're going to do a front post triple crochet into the next post, 2 rows below. Right around the post. See how we just go under it? I fold it and I kind of try to keep it up to the top as much as possible. Work my front post triple, just like that. And then we're going to skip the 2 stitches on the back, 1, 2, and a single crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again, we are going to put a front post triple into this front post triple, 2 rows below. And a front post triple into this front post triple, 2 rows below. That. Flip it, skip 2 stitches, skip, and 1 single crochet into the next 4. So this is what we're going to repeat now for row 7. Again, front post triple into the next front post triple, 2 rows below. So see how much easier it is? That row 1 is just kind of a little bit fiddly. But after that, it's very easy to see that we're just keeping these. The next one right here, front post triple. flip it and skip 2, skip, skip, single crochet into the next 4. And repeat. So I'm going to repeat this pattern all the way until I get to the end of row 7. Again, front post triple into the next front post triple, that's 2 rows below. And then again into the next one over here. And you'll flip it and skip 2, skip, skip, and 1 single crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, there we go. All right, I'll meet back up with you at the end of the row. All right, I'm coming to the end of row 7, and I just did a front post triple here in the last front post triple from two rows below. And when I flip it, I'll have 5 stitches that remain. I want to skip 2 of them and single crochet into the remaining 3. That's it. So we're just going to continue repeating rows 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, so you want to repeat those rows 4, 5, 6, and 7 until you get your piece as long as you want it to be. Now, if you want to do it, following along with me, it was a total of 73 rows ending on a row 5 repeat. Now remember, you could do it as big or as small as you want. But after that, all it is just a simple single crochet border around the top. So you just kind of go around the whole piece, evenly spacing out single crochets. I just did the simple border, simple single crochet border. You don't even have to put a border on it if you don't want to, or you could put a different type of border. But just a row of evenly spacing out your single crochets all the way around, and then go ahead and put 4 single crochets in each of the 4 corners. Now, if you want to do, like I said, a different border, I would definitely recommend still going around it with 1 row of single crochet, evenly spacing out your single crochet, and then putting 4 single crochets in each corner. And then you could do a different border, but that will give you a nice clean edges and corners that you can work around if you wanted to add a different type of border. But I think that the post stitching in here, making it look kind of like chain link, is, the simple single crochet border worked out just fine. So I love it. I love it, and I hope that you do too. So if you make this, don't forget to show me a picture on Instagram or Facebook. There's links to those below in the description box. I'm excited to see what kind of yarn you choose, what weight of yarn, what color of yarn, what size of blanket that you do, or maybe if you make something else from this stitch, you can always show me what you make as well. I'm always interested in seeing that. So also look below in the description box. The very first link, there'll be a link to over 1,000 crochet tutorials. They're all free for you to enjoy. I have about anything that you could ever want to make. And hit that subscribe button, that like button, and I'll see you guys on my next video, okay? Have a good day. Bye, guys.